From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. (1873), 15,000 square miles of the Rio Grande border ravaged by murderous bands of renegades striking suddenly out of nowhere, looting, killing, burning everything in their path, then racing back across the border to sanctuary. 1873, the 4th Cavalry troops led by Colonel Mackenzie fought an impossible war, never knowing when or where trouble would hit next. Two things stood between them and the murderers, an international law and the Rio Grande. March 17th, another day, another attack, another ranch looted and burned, an entire family brutally massacred. But this attack carried a new significance. Mackenzie's lead scout, Trooper John Ryan, had been captured by the renegades. Their escape seemed quick and easy, but this time Mackenzie was close. The ranch was beyond saving, but Trooper Ryan was still alive. Following their usual pattern, the outlaws raced for the river. But they picked a spot where Mackenzie knew they couldn't cross, knew it to be a trick to discourage pursuit. The far side was sheer cliff. They would have to go farther downstream. There was still a chance to save Ryan.
Let's try and cut him off.
Mackenzie's troops galloped tired horses, too tired to save the seconds needed. And again, Mackenzie was too late. Again, a few feet of shallow brown water served not only as an international boundary, but as a bulletproof barrier that Mackenzie couldn't pierce.
Hold your fire. Mr. Winters, my orders were to halt. Obey them or I shall fire.
I'd sure like to follow the lieutenant across that river.
Come on.
Come on.
Why don't they shoot at us?
They want us to watch what they're doing to Ryan.
Will they kill him?
Worse. They'll keep him alive. Just barely.
Reform ranks, Lieutenant. We're going back to Fort Clark.
Ryan's just newly married, sir.
I'm aware of that, Lieutenant Winters. You forget I married them myself just 2 weeks ago. Now, would you be so good as to obey my order?
Left by 2. Ho!
No military commander finds it easy to sacrifice even one man. Colonel Mackenzie was no exception. He knew what his men must feel as they carried out his orders to abandon Ryan to torture and leave without an attempted rescue.
We're coming into Fort Clark. I want every man to ride in like the cavalryman who rode out this morning, at a gallop. And one thing more. Trooper Ryan did not fall into the hands of the renegades alive. He was killed instantly and died gallantly. Any man who breathes a word to the contrary will have to answer to me personally. All right, Sergeant Lund, give the command.
All right, buckos, and a gallop now! Forward, ho!
Shall I dismiss the men, sir?
No, Lieutenant Winters, we'll have them stand fast. If you expect a compliment on today's action, I'm afraid I have a disappointment for you. Could hardly be called a success from any point of view. Bravery there was, but our movements were imprecise, undisciplined. And precision and discipline are what an Army unit fights on, what it survives on. Sergeant Lund?
Yes, sir.
The men are to have 5 minutes to change mounts. Then they're to engage in 2 hours of saber drill. Lieutenant Winters will accompany you. You may dismiss the platoon.
Prepare to dismount. Halt!
I'm sorry, Mary.
Colonel Mackenzie, they didn't get him alive, did they?
No. He was much too good a soldier to let them get him alive.
Thank God for that anyway.
You'll need friends now, Mary. I hope you'll consider me one of them.
Thank you.
Saber drill in this day and age.
Where does he think he is, back of West Point?
I thought we were doing pretty good until he stopped us.
Yeah.
It's never good enough for the colonel. That's why you buckos are going to live to be old soldiers in spite of yourselves.
Urgent dispatch for Colonel Mackenzie.
Come on.
Urgent dispatch, sir.
No answer, that'll be all. You wanted to see me, Lieutenant?
I assumed you'd want to see me, sir.
Oh, yes. I should reprimand you for your impetuous conduct at the river.
Is that all, sir?
No. The Secretary of War is inspecting this post. He'll arrive by stagecoach in 3 hours. Please see to it that a guard of honor is called out to receive him.
Yes, sir.
I must admit, Colonel, that's the worst meal I've had since we were campaigning at Shiloh.
Yes, Mr. Secretary.
You always feed this badly?
Nearly always, Mr. Secretary.
Feed your men this badly?
Nearly always, Mr. Secretary.
Cut out that, Mr. Secretary. You know my name as well as your own.
Yes, Bill.
You can't feed soldiers every night on hardtack and bacon.
No, Bill. The soldiers had beefsteak tonight.
Well, then why didn't I have beefsteak?
There wasn't enough to go around, sir. I haven't had a nickel from the War Department in over 3 months.
Doesn't seem to have slowed you down any. Never heard so many civilian complaints against one officer in my life. Doesn't this post ever pay bills?
Hardly ever, sir. Only when it receives money.
You and your territory are getting quite a name for yourselves around Washington. Non-payment of bills is the least of it.
How bad trouble am I in, Bill?
These devils running back and forth across the border. There's more looting, kidnapping, and murder in this territory.
I asked, sir, how bad trouble am I in?
You went to West Point just as I did. You know that no military commander in history ever had everything that he wanted. Make do, Mackenzie. Make do.
Make do? Just how? Oh, it sounds great up there in Washington, but tell me just how? With that Rio Grande staring me in the face, that Rio Grande that I'm forbidden to cross, and protecting every killer and bandit and cutthroat in the whole territory. An entire family was wiped out today, and their murderers escaped to attack someplace else again tomorrow because I'm forbidden to cross that river. One of my troopers being tortured to death right at this moment because I'm forbidden to cross that river. Sure, I'll make do. Tell me just how.
Sit down, Mac. That's an order.
Mr. Secretary,
I
no
think
intention.
you've talked enough for the moment, Colonel. Now shut up. Sure, the situation here is impossible. And it's a situation which, under the orders you have, is completely impossible to change. Nevertheless, we want you to change it.
We?
That President, he and I will be the only two who will ever know your new orders.
Well, what are my new orders, sir?
Orders? Orders limit a commander, and you're not to have any limitations. They also protect him, and you're not to have any protection. But you ought to have orders. Verbal, secret orders. And here they are. By hook or by crook. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. It'll surprise us if you don't find it necessary to cross the Rio Grande. And it'll surprise us even more if we hear about it when you do it. If the enemy catches you, he'll hang you, and you have every legal right to. We catch you, we'll hang you. We'll court-martial you and drum you out of the service in disgrace for disobeying orders and causing a war with Mexico.
Now, sir, if you'll excuse me, I have some pressing duty to attend to. Shaughnessy! Take care of Mr. Secretary, Shaughnessy. I have to go out.
Can't it wait till morning?
Waited too long already, sir. And Bill, I'll make do.
The Secretary of War had given Colonel Mackenzie secret orders that could shape the destiny of the entire Southwest. To Mackenzie, it had a more immediate bearing on the destiny of one man, Trooper John Ryan, if he were still alive.
We should have followed Lieutenant Winters across the river today. The old man couldn't have shot us all.
The old man's got his reasons, I tell you. He's always got his reasons. Sometimes he's a bit peculiar, I admit, but we're still alive, ain't we?
Vincent. As you were, boys. I need 5 volunteers. The duty will be dangerous and secret.
I volunteer, sir.
Thank you, Forrest. Any other volunteers? Thank you, men. All right. Tauber, Warren, Sergeant Lund, McGee, and Forrest. That's it.
I know you only asked for 5 men, sir, but I'd appreciate it if you took me along.
How much do you weigh, Banyan?
About 210, sir.
Sorry, your request is refused. The men I have chosen will be ready to ride in 5 minutes. You'll carry sabers, no blankets, no bedrolls. Each man will bring a short length of rope and some boot polish. Any questions? As you were, man. Oh. Remember, I said secret.
Rope? Boot polish?
Lovely night for a ride, sir.
Who's the other horse for?
Lieutenant Winters.
Lieutenant Winters? I didn't give Lieutenant Winters any orders.
Well, he said he just wouldn't feel right letting you go off without another officer, sir.
Where is he?
Here, sir.
Reporting for duties.
Happy to have you with me, Ben.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go.
Mackenzie's plan was simple and daring. The only question, could it succeed? He knew he must depend entirely on the element of surprise. Sometimes concealed by darkness, sometimes harshly revealed by treacherous moonlight, Mackenzie's raiders pounded through the night. The easiest way was not the shortest. Mackenzie wanted the shortest and the fastest.
From here on, we travel with as little noise as possible. Anything that rattles stays behind. No bridles, use the length of rope you brought for hackamores. Blacken your faces and your hands with the boot polish. There's moonlight. All right, let's go.
Take off them spurs, Tauber. You can hear 'em a mile. Park, you can leave that bugle behind. We won't be needing it.
Men are all ready, sir.
Very good, Lieutenant.
Goodbye, darling.
Each man knew he might not return, yet each man followed Mackenzie with one thought. Could they reach Ryan before he was tortured to death? When Mackenzie reached the Rio Grande, the river had changed. It was no longer an impossible barrier blocking Mackenzie and shielding the enemy. He had waited a long time for this night, March 17th, 1873, when for the first time in history, Mackenzie's raiders crossed the Rio Grande into Mexico. Knowing that every second that passed reduced his chances of finding Trooper Ryan alive, Mackenzie kept up the grueling pace as he penetrated deeper and deeper into foreign territory. There would be no slowing down until he was within striking distance. There was little doubt that his attack would hit with surprise, but it would have to be total surprise. The slightest warning would guarantee failure, the loss of life to Ryan and his rescuers. The enemy might be off guard, even careless, but there would surely be sentries. These could spell the difference between possible success and immediate catastrophe. There must be no warning, no call for help, No alarm that American troops were on Mexican soil.
If you don't hear an owl hoot in 3 minutes, you may assume that I've been unsuccessful.
Yes, sir.
Then you're to take command.
Good luck, sir.
The lieutenant shouldn't have let the old man go in there alone.
How long's it been now?
It's been 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Maybe the old man ain't so surprised as he thinks he is. Maybe he needs help.
Suddenly, the fatigue was gone, the need for silence gone. Only the big job was left. The attack hit with savage precision. Mackenzie had picked his men carefully. None faltered. Each had a job to do. Each did it well. Ryan seemed to be alive. At least they hadn't cut him down. Mackenzie's first raid had hit and succeeded. John Ryan had been rescued, and not a single trooper had been lost. Mackenzie had crossed the Rio Grande, wiped out a murderous band of outlaws, and there would be no report, no court-martial. Not this time.
Ben, let the men know we may ride together again sometime.
Yes, sir.
Picking men who were light so they wouldn't tire the horses. He sure had this one planned out.
Yeah, sabers are silent, he says.
Hey, Sarge, boot polish and rope. That Mackenzie.
What did I tell you about the old man?
They're good troops, Colonel. My congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, Colonel, I hear that one of your men captured by the renegades made his escape last night.
That's right, sir.
How'd the raid come off, Mac?
You must be mistaken, sir. Wasn't any raid that I know of.
Tell me, Colonel, do you regularly wear boot polish at morning review? Not on your boots, Mac. On the back of your neck.
Mackenzie's raiders did ride again, and again. carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest. Make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's Raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making. From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. Early summer of 1873, Texas country south and east of Fort Clark, rimming the lowlands of the Rio Grande. Country terrorized by Manitou and the renegade Chiricahua under his command. For 4 months, Manitou had been tracked by Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and members of the 4th Cavalry. Each time, the Indian renegade had escaped to continue plundering and killing. With a handful of picked raiders, Mackenzie sought the renegade Manitou in a land which knew only the law of violence.
Colonel!
Cut him loose, Sergeant. Murdered the scouts to let me know he's put a price on my head. $500, dead or alive.
Manitou?
Yeah, it's Manitou, all right. What the colonel's got now is a private war for himself. Just him and Manitou. I'm betting Manitou ain't very far. Been in this territory a long time, Lieutenant. The things about it I'll never know for sure. But there's one thing I do know for sure. Or you find sorrow, Monitu's been there.
We'll get him.
But how long will it take, sir? The colonel's had a $500 reward posted on Manitou for the last 6 months now. Nobody's given him to us, and we've never found him. Now he's laughing at us, putting $500 of his own on the colonel's head.
Have the men mount up, Sergeant.
Back to the fort, sir?
No. To Manitou.
Bear them on! Out!
Lieutenant? Pretty good terrain if Manitou are waiting to ambush us, wouldn't you say?
Like a textbook.
Lieutenant, let's assume we're about to be ambushed.
I'd say that was a pretty good assumption, sir.
Only let's reverse it.
Yes, sir.
Take half the troop and circle through that wash so they won't be seen. When we ride into the ambush area, have them attack from the flank. Maybe a waste of ammunition, and then again, it may not be. Let's find out.
Right, sir.
How do you feel, son? Sir, at ease.
Something to write home about, sir. Before, nothing much to write except walking guard, spitting and polishing.
You right-handed, trooper?
Yes, sir.
Well, somebody's got to write home about what happened today, don't they? I'll tell you what. When we get back to the fort, you tell me what to write.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant?
We looked at all the dead, Colonel. Manitou's not among them.
Some tracks by the Rio Bravo. Could be made off during the skirmish. Manitou.
I'd say so. Get my horse. I'm going after him.
Alone?
Get the troops back to the fort. There isn't one of them that doesn't need medical attention.
May I speak off the record, Colonel?
Very well.
Manitou will lead you further away from the fort.
And?
He'll never make it back alive.
That could be, Lieutenant. But what would you do in my place? All right, get the troops back to the fort.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Sergeant, that young trooper.
Mitchell, sir.
I promised to write a letter for him when we get back to the fort. You do it, will you?
Yes, sir.
Prepared to lay down his life to fulfill his secret orders to clean up the Southwest, Mackenzie moved out alone into Chiricahua country in relentless pursuit of the enemy Manitou. 43 miles southeast of Fort Clark, deep in Chiricahua country. Two men, Colonel Randall Mackenzie and the renegade Chiricahua Manitou. Each bore deep hatred for the other. Each knew that one must soon destroy the other.
Water. Drink. I waited. I fed you water to learn a thing. Why did you save my life?
You were helpless. Would have been murder to kill you then.
Yet you would take me back to your fort and execute me.
Yes.
I've seen your executions, Mackenzie. The man is propped up. The ceremony. A rag is put over his eyes. Drums, prayers, soldiers marching. Then the man is slaughtered. This is what you had in mind for me?
Yes.
I have the answer that was a riddle to me. Now I leave you here to die. By your own reasoning, I would be less a man than you if I were to leave you here. Nor would I murder a helpless man. The bullet must come out. Bite in here. Hard.
How long?
No matter. Try to stand, Mackenzie. Now we shall ride together to your execution. To my people in the ceremony of death we have. You see, I saved your life for the same reason you saved mine. We would not execute a dying man no more than you would. Go. Then your death shall be here and now.
On both our heads. They take your body into the fort, get the bounty.
I prefer they took your body to the Chiricahua.
We need each other.
For the present. We must go before they come up. There's one path. Follow me.
June 2nd, 1873. 5 scavengers rode out of the hills to collect a human bounty. Reward money for Mackenzie or Manitou, payable upon death.
We'll drive the horses that way. Then we'll go up there.
That won't fool them. They'll know we're up there.
I want them to. Come on.
Dawn, June 3rd, 1873. Colonel Ranald Mackenzie returned to Fort Clark, carrying with him the dead body of the Chiricahua renegade, Manitou. But still it remained a land of the violent, and no one knew when or where they would rise up to plunder and destroy. But when they did, standing against them, a man, Colonel Mackenzie, ready to strike back with all the power at his command. Mackenzie's raiders did ride again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest, make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making. From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. The year 1873. The place, Fort Clark, Texas, a remote military installation close to the Mexican border. Its commanding officer, Colonel Ranald Mackenzie, 4th United States Cavalry. His orders, clean up the Southwest under any conditions. Mackenzie's control of the area depended on his vital supply lines. They had to be protected at all costs to ensure the 4th Cavalry's effectiveness as a striking force. May 1873. 3 convoys outbound from Fort Clark had been totally destroyed. The loss of both men and equipment was more than Colonel Mackenzie's ill-equipped command could afford. A way had to be found to combat this powerful, unseen foe. The last deserted stretch of badland before reaching the open plains that led to the fort was called Killer's Notch. It was in this area that the crippling raids took place.
Get it.
Hurry it up!
Come on, let's go!
Come in. Any report?
Nary a word, sir.
2 hours overdue. Detail assembled for search duty?
Yes, sir.
Attention!
Dead left. Hold!
Did you check the men's weapons?
Yes, sir. Just like the other time. They never got off an answering round. There must have been 50 on the gang, sir. All firing on the number to do this.
3 convoys ambushed. 3 armed escorts wiped out to the last man, and I... All right. Get the bodies back to the fort.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Colonel. It's Trooper Crome, sir. He's still alive.
Can he talk?
No, sir. If we don't get him doctored up fast.
All right, all right. Get him back to the post as quickly as possible. Let's concentrate on the ambushes while there's still light. Prepare the men to mount and search the area.
Yes, sir.
Troopers, out!
Must be $50,000 beautiful dollars here. Maybe more. We did it again, Kraft, huh?
We?
Well, you and your boys did the job, sure. But I told you about it, didn't I?
You'll get paid proper for it. How long will it take this stuff to be broken into small bills?
Oh, a month, maybe more.
Month?
Well, most of these are 50s and 100s. I have to send them to Chicago and St. Louis to do the job. It'll take time. Mackenzie will be poking around.
You're nervous about Mackenzie, Duke?
Well, he's smart. Don't underrate him. Believe me.
Suppose he is. How's he going to tie us into the deal?
Well, there were no survivors, huh?
No survivors. I personally saw to it. I'll get this stuff counted and on its way.
Only the approach of night halted Colonel Mackenzie and his men in their grim search for the ambushers.
Is this the man, Sergeant?
Sir.
Stand easy, Henningsen. What's the word on Trooper Crone?
Still alive, sir. Doctor's with him. Corporal Nathan standing by.
If you could only talk. Tell us what happened.
Dispatch arrived from Washington this afternoon, sir. It's the answer to your request for more troops.
Additional troopers not available at this time. I've lost 20 men in the last month. 20 men. All the bloody, hard-fought gains that this fort has made since it was activated are being knocked into a cocked hat. But there are no additional troopers available at this time.
Sir, there are non-combatant troops available. The dispatch says they'll send you an adjutant if you need one.
There were 4 men killed this afternoon. They never knew what hit them. They never had a chance. I don't need non-combatant adjutants to help me prevent that happening again. I need fighting men. Yes. Yes, Nathan, come in. What about Trooper Crone?
Trooper Crone is dead, sir.
Did he, was he able to tell us anything?
No, sir. He never regained consciousness.
All right, Corporal.
Yes, sir.
Have Sergeant Armbruster tell off 5 troopers for special duty.
Yes, sir. What kind of special duty?
Just tell them I said they may enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow we're going to escort another convoy through the Notch. This time we're going to be ready for an attack. And I'm depending on you men to see to it that we are attacked. You're all at liberty until reveille tomorrow. I want you to spend that liberty in Brackettville. Be friendly and loose-tongued about our mission. Talk to anybody who'll talk to you. The facts of the mission are these. The convoy will leave here at 10 a.m. We'll go through Killer's Notch. We'll be escorting the payroll for Fort Crandall. It's important, men. I'm counting on you. Sergeant?
Teach. Hut! Dismissed.
Ready the horses, Sergeant. Is that reward notice ready?
Yes, sir.
Brackettville, the sinkhole of the Southwest. A gathering place for all the filth and evil of this desolate frontier. By Mackenzie's orders, it was tolerated, for it sometimes was the source of valuable information. For months, Mackenzie had suspected the Brackettville General Store and its owner, Duke Farrell, of dealing in more than dry goods and hunting rifles. It was the best place to begin.
This is probably the best model I've got.
Good evening, Mr. Farrell.
Good evening, Colonel. My condolences on that terrible affair in the Notch.
You heard about it?
Oh, yes. It's all over town. Is it true?
Unfortunately, yes. Oh, it's a nice rifle. A Sharps.
Yes, it's the very latest. It's a beauty.
Where's the rear sight?
It's here.
Oh, assemble it for me, will you, Mr. Farrell?
Certainly, Colonel. No survivors, huh?
1.
1? How fortunate, Colonel.
Better let me help you with that, Mr. Farrell. There you are, Mr. Farrell. If you hear of anything worth passing on, let me know, won't you?
Certainly, Colonel.
Oh, and by the way, you wouldn't mind if I posted a notice in your store, would you?
My pleasure, Colonel.
Thank you. It's a reward for those bushwhackers I was telling you about. Sergeant, after we pass that window, you keep walking.
I tell you, Mackenzie knows. One of his men lived.
I told you I personally saw to it that they were all finished off. He knows nothing. He's fishing. I want you to get some ammunition, and lots of it.
Ammunition?
One of Mackenzie's little boys in blue is shooting his mouth off. There's another shipment going through the notch tomorrow morning.
You may be underrating him. This could be a trap.
A trap? You forgot something, Duke. We got the Gatling gun, and Mackenzie don't know it. $1,000 reward for information leading to the capture, dead or alive, of persons or person who ambushed. Nice, easy way to earn $1,000, eh, Duke?
What are you talking about?
Comes to me, you're the only one besides me and the boys who knows we got the gun and where she's set up. You wouldn't be tempted to turn us in for a measly $1,000 reward, would you, Duke?
Me?
Of course, if you ever was foolish enough to do that, your corpse would be worth $1,000, and that's all. You get the idea, don't you? Now get that ammunition ready. My boys will be picking it up.
On the morning of May 30th, 1873, 7 grim-faced troopers acting as decoys waited for the command to escort an empty transport wagon through the notch. Mackenzie's plan was ready to be put into action.
Come in.
Mr. Farrell, sir.
Ah, yes. Get Mr. Farrell a chair, Corporal.
The corporal said that you needed my help, and of course I responded.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Farrell.
How may I be of service?
That notice I posted in your store last night, I thought by now you might have some information for me.
Information? No, nothing at all. Somehow, Colonel, I feel that you seem to think... No, sir, nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. That man that came into your store as I was leaving, who is he?
Man in my store? Oh, yes, I remember. It was a customer. I'd never seen him before.
Oh, complete stranger.
Yes, that's right. He was interested in a Bowie knife, and he looked at my stock.
Well, you seemed to have a pretty animated conversation with this stranger after I left, before you two disappeared into the back room.
Oh, I think you must be mistaken, Colonel. I never...
All right, Mr. Farrell. Come on. You're coming with us.
Where to?
Into the notch. Into Killer's Notch. You, me, and a handful of troopers. Corporal? Mr. Farrell will accompany us. Please escort him to the convoy.
You're bluffing, Mackenzie.
After you, Mr. Farrell.
There's no reason for this, Colonel. You won't find anything in the notch.
Oh, I think we will. When we get close enough to be in danger, I think we'll find something.
Carbons at the ready, Sergeant. Slow march.
Carbons at the ready. All march.
Colonel! Colonel! Colonel, that man last night, Kraft, he's waiting up there.
How many men are with him? How's the arm?
I don't know.
Where is he?
I don't know, believe me. He could be anywhere.
Where is he?
I don't know. They could go off at any minute. Turn back, I beg you. Turn back! They've got a Gatling gun!
Gatling gun? I should have known. All those men murdered without a chance to defend themselves because they've got a Gatling gun. Where is it? Where's the gun?
I don't know. I swear.
Where is it?
I don't know.
All right, Mr. Farrell, perhaps we can jog your faulty memory. Sergeant Armbruster?
Yes, sir.
Put this man in uniform.
That's fine, boys. Now fetch ammunition and fetch plenty of it. This baby has a large appetite.
I should imagine our gun emplacement is somewhere in those hills. Let's find out. Mr. Farrell, you ride on the wagon. Sergeant, ride beside him. Slowly, straight ahead. The rest of us will go up in those rocks and see if we can draw their fire.
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Farrell, back on the wagon.
Two soldier boys in a nice fat wagon. Get back.
Don't fire until I give the word. Not before. Surprise him, boy. Surprise him.
Corporal, I'm not a gambling man, but if I were, I'd bet that Gatling gun is emplaced in those rocks up there.
Yes, sir, I'd bet that too.
Well, if we're right, the limit of its effective range should be just about that first tree down there.
Yes, sir.
We'll charge and try and draw its fire. We'll locate it that way. In no case are the men to charge beyond that tree. That's our deadline.
Yes, sir.
Detail, prepare to charge.
It's a trick. Here they come. Go down the hollow and get some more ammunition. Lee, watch the ridge just in case.
Trooper Howard?
Trooper Howard.
You're coming with me. Bring your bugle. Corporal, see that tree and those rocks up there?
Yes, sir.
That's where our gun emplacement will be. Howard and I are going to work our way up behind it, try and draw its fire in the opposite direction. I want covering fire for that until we reach the bluffs. Plenty of it, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Also keep yourself in readiness to charge that emplacement as soon as we've drawn its fire in the opposite direction. But don't charge until you get a bugle signal.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start that covering fire.
All right, men.
Howard. Try and work around behind him. You go that way, but keep low.
Yes, sir.
That's for my 20 men. Come in.
Dispatch from Washington, sir.
Oh, read it, Corporal.
In answer to your request, Gatling gun was shipped to the 14th of June last. Have no acknowledgement of receipt of same. Request receipt for our records.
All right. Take an answer. Gatling gun in question had been stolen. Located same, engaged same, captured same. Ronald S. Mackenzie, 4th Cavalry Commanding.
Yes, sir.
Oh, one other thing, Corporal. Pass the word to Lieutenant Taylor. Saber drill this afternoon will be suspended. Gatling gun drill instead.
Yes, sir.
Mackenzie's raiders did ride again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest. Make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making. From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. Texas country, 1873, wild and lawless. Peace had been established with some Indian tribes, but other Indians, brooding over old wrongs and goaded by evil white men, were still of the Stone Age. Barbaric savages who delighted in cruelty and wanton destruction. For 2 months, Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and his raiders had tried desperately to catch a small, vicious band of Indian killers. But the Army was prohibited by law from entering any Indian reservation. Any bluecoat who did so was subject to heavy fine and imprisonment. In principle, a good law, designed to keep the military out of purely civilian matters. But it crippled Mackenzie's efforts to do his job. For after each attack, the marauding Indians would vanish behind the protection of the reservation.
Sir?
Yes, Trooper.
Some immigrant wagons. I rode with them. The Indians attacked at Black Canyon. Killed everyone. They took wagons, horses.
Yes, son.
Kid. Do a thing like that to a nice kid like Bobby. Left just enough life in him to get him here.
Yes, Stanfield. That'd be their idea of a joke. To send us the news by our own dispatch rider.
Shall we go after them, sir?
No. No, they'll be back in the reservation by now, and Adam Beecher will enforce the law, keep us off the reservation. Organize a burial here, and we'll find the settlers.
Yes, sir.
As for man, his days are grass. As a flower in the field, he flourisheth. The wind passeth over the place, and it is gone. And the place thereof shall know it no more. Mount! What's on your mind, Stanfield?
Nothing, sir. I was just wondering if we was ever going to be able to stop these killings.
We'll stop them. Not one way, then another. We'll be out on this patrol until tomorrow afternoon. Have a man ride by Los Rios. Tell Chief White Cloud that I'd like to meet him in my office tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want you to ride back and forth across that grave. I don't want a sign that it was ever there.
Welcome back, sir.
What's going on, Corporal?
Chief White Cloud is waiting to see you. He's in your office.
Thanks. Mackenzie is honored that his friend, Chief White Cloud, accepted his invitation.
How can it be otherwise between friends?
However, Chief White Cloud, the occasion is sad. Indians tortured and killed one of my men last night and wiped out 2 immigrant families. The braves were from the reservation. Men of your tribe, Chief.
You cannot be sure of that, Colonel.
Where else could they come from?
I tell you nothing. Whoever they were, it's no affair of mine. I'm a chief in name only. My tribesmen no longer heed my counsel. Even my own son. I no longer can talk with my own son.
Why not? Who could come between a chief and his son?
The matter is between us. I tell you nothing.
Paragraph. The 5 bodies were all unrecognizable. The scalps had been taken from all of them. No, strike that. The scalps had been taken from all but one of them. This latest outrage brings the number of murders in this territory to 33 in the last 3 months, all directly traceable to the Los Rios Indian Reservation, Adam Beecher, agent.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
There were 33 murders at the time of your last complaint. The total now would be 38.
Yeah, you're right. Have you gotten your notes there, the disposition of our last complaint?
I believe so. Just a moment.
Read it to me.
Yes, sir. Referred to Department Commander September 2nd. Referred to Division Commander September 5. Referral to War Department September 9th. War Department refers to Department of Interior September 12th. Referred to Indian Bureau September 17th. Reply from Bureau September 27th. Quote, Mr. Adam Beecher, agent of the Los Rios Reservation, advises us that he has thoroughly investigated your complaint and finds it completely unjustified. You ready to continue, sir?
Yeah, I suppose so. No. No. Take a note to Adam Beecher instead. Oh, and be sure the messenger is instructed not to enter the reservation. He must stop at the gates and hail someone.
Yes, sir.
All right. Adam Beecher, Los Rios Indian Reservation, so forth. My dear sir, before taking more drastic action, I request the honor of a meeting with you in my office at your earliest convenience. Your obedient servant, Ronald Mackenzie, 4th Cavalry Commanding, and so forth. Get that off right away.
Yes, sir.
Brave Bear, son of Chief White Cloud, the leader of the renegade Indians. For a share of their loot, Agent Adam Beecher made the reservation a sanctuary for the criminal red men, using his high office for the lowest of purposes: graft, robbery, and murder.
So it is, Paint. And who do you make war on? Some unarmed traveler? A defenseless woman and her children?
Go your own way, old man, and let me go mine.
There is need for talk between us, Brave Bear. Take the time for it while there is still time, before the evil is too great to mend.
I cannot talk now. Perhaps tomorrow, some other day.
No, we have already delayed too long. If you do not talk now...
Brave Bear, I'm waiting for you. Well, how'd it go? Let's take a look at what we got. Ah, that's a nice little ring. Too bad we can't wear any of this stuff, huh, Brave Bear? Although we shouldn't kick none. So long as I can take all this stuff down to El Paso and get good money for it. What do you want, White Cloud? Me and your boy is pretty busy.
So I see. A message for you from Colonel Mackenzie. A soldier brought it to the gate.
That's mighty nice of you. You shouldn't... I don't exactly like being talked to that way, Colonel. If you got any more complaints, you put them in a letter and send them to Washington. They'll know what to do with them.
But they don't know what to do with you, do they, Mr. Beecher? Because they can't believe that anyone could be so despicable and still live.
I don't have to sit here and listen to no brass button pipsqueak.
Now, I'm warning you, Mr. Beecher. There better not be another one of those raids. Not another one, do you understand? Because if there is, I'll hang you for it.
Oh, you will, huh? How you gonna do it? You can't get no proof against me.
I'll get proof, depend on it. Now, please get out of here, Mr. Beecher. You make me sick. Sergeant.
Yes, sir?
I want rotating patrols set up. 5 men in each unit. And each unit ready to ride instantly at a moment's notice.
Yes, sir. If you'll permit me to say so, sir, you sure made that old skunk mad.
I intended to. Get those patrols ready, Sergeant. We're gonna need one very soon.
Right away, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ray Bear, come in here, man.
Less than 3 hours after Adam Beecher had left Mackenzie's office, the Indian raiders struck again.
You all right? After him.
In a heartbreaking race, the Indian raiders had beaten the patrol to the reservation gates. Once again, Mackenzie was helpless.
Looks like you fellas been riding pretty hard. You going somewhere, or you just out for the exercise?
We want those Indians, Mr. Beecher. Those killers that just rode in this gate.
This gate? Well, ain't no Indians come through here. I'd have seen them if they had.
Why, you stinking...
Quiet. You couldn't have seen them, Mr. Beecher. You weren't here at the time.
Oh, that's where you're mistook, Colonel. Yes, sir, you sure are. That's a fact. Because I've been right here all afternoon.
We caught them in the act of raiding a settler's home. We followed them here. I shot one of them.
Oh, Injun might hurt himself any number of ways, Colonel. Ain't no way of proving you done it.
It was a shoulder wound. I'm sure I could pick him out.
Oh, you mean if I'd let you come in here and take a look around, huh? Oh, I don't think I could do that, Colonel. It's against the law, you know. And I'm a law-abiding citizen.
You stupid numbskull! This is all your fault. We'd have had those Indians if you'd obeyed my orders.
Well, I didn't do it.
Don't you talk back to me. Take him back to the fort. Put him in the guardhouse. I'll prefer charges against him tomorrow.
Please, you can't mean it, sir. I got 20 years in the service.
You'll have 20 years more in prison before I get through with you, I guarantee it. Come on, let's go.
Come in. Well, Sergeant, what have you got to say for yourself?
Nothing, sir. Except I'm sorry I've been so much trouble to you.
Should think you would be. You're facing some pretty serious charges. Disobedience, refusal to obey an order. Why, I could hang you for that. Do you realize it?
I'm afraid I do, sir.
Well, then act afraid, will you? You did a pretty good job of fooling Mr. Beecher this afternoon. Now I want you to do an even better job.
You mean? Yes, sir.
All right. You all set to escape from that guardhouse?
Escape? The sooner the better, sir. I don't like being in that place even on a make-believe charge.
All right. You'll be out within an hour. Just as soon as I can make some necessary arrangements.
Yes, sir.
Now, The guards will let you escape. The sentry will let you slip through the gate. There'll be a horse tied outside. I want you to get on that horse and make for that Indian reservation just as fast as he can carry you. Don't stop when you get to the gate.
I understand, sir.
You won't be able to stop anyway because there'll be a band of troopers chasing you. Now, you're a very much wanted man. You need money to make good your escape. Beecher represents your only chance of getting any money. So, you're to peddle a story to him that there've been so many raids on convoys in this territory lately that Mackenzie is shipping in some valuable merchandise. 3 civilians will be carrying it. You think you can make him believe that?
I'm sure I can, sir. Just let me try.
All right, I will, Stanfield. Come here. Come here. You know where Dancing Rock is?
Yes, sir.
Just below it, there's a dry gulch. That's where the 3 civilians will be camped. It's a logical place. But I've chosen it for another reason. It's a cul-de-sac. I want those Indians alive, every one of them. And that dry gulch is the one place where I'm sure I can do it.
Yes, sir.
How's that for easy pickings? $10,000, $15,000 worth of first-class trade goods, and all you gotta do is grab it.
It sounds good. But so did that settler's cabin you told us about.
Oh, now why bring that up? You don't think I tried to get you caught?
Why would I think that? Why would you want to get us caught?
Oh, now, looky, Brave Bear. This stuff's just sitting there. All that stuff is sitting there waiting to be took. All that good merchandise. I got it straight from that runaway soldier.
This soldier, with Mackenzie after him, why did he leave here?
Well, he had to. If he'd have stuck around here, Mackenzie would have got a court order out for him.
He could be working with Mackenzie, laying a trap for us.
What do you take me for? You think I ain't got no sense? Don't you think I'd know if it was a trap? What's the matter with you, youngster? Has your old man been riding you again? You just send him to me. And I'll straighten him out fat.
You will not hurt my father.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I mean, I'll just explain it to him, you know, like I did to you. Show him how what you're doing is helping his own people. It's the truth, Brave Bear. If you go on working like you are, these white settlers are gonna have to pull up stakes and clear out.
I would like to believe that.
But, well, you have to believe it. It's the only thing that makes sense. Now, what do you say? You're not gonna pass up a juicy job like this, are you?
I cannot be sure.
Brave Bear, drop your weapons, all of you. Drop them, I said. Troopers! All right, bring them out.
It was my father who told you. He must have.
A father speak against his own son? You know better than that, Brave Bear.
But you knew who I was. You could not see in the darkness, yet you called me by name.
Perhaps I can see in the dark. Or perhaps it was a good guess. After all, who but a chief's son?
No. No, you lie.
Suppose a certain person felt you were getting yourself into a mess and were going to drag him in with you. He'd want you dead, wouldn't he? And suppose that he could get a message to me in such a way that I wouldn't know who he was.
You tried to trick me. He would not...
All right. All right, Brave Bear, you have it your way. If you want to hang and see all your friends hung while the man who sent you to the gallows goes free... All secure in there?
All secure, Colonel.
All right. Signal the men down from the cliffs.
Right away, sir.
Let him go. He's doing exactly what I want him to. Come on.
Mackenzie's secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Do whatever you think is necessary to bring peace to the area. On the night of June 5th, 1873, Mackenzie obeyed his orders and broke all law and precedent. He entered the Indian reservation at Los Rios.
What are you doing here? I didn't expect you for a long time yet.
I know what you expected. That I would be killed.
Well, what kind of talk is that? Oh, now, wait a minute. What's the matter with you? Look, I'm your friend. Haven't I planned all your jobs for you? Haven't I covered up for you?
Go on, Beecher. And when you can no longer use me, what do you do then? You sent me into a trap. I'm going to hang. But before I do...
You hang, Brave Bear, he'll hang with you. He's admitted more than enough. The gun you stole from me is empty, Brave Bear. Might as well give it to me. Your father will pass judgment on you, Brave Bear.
Colonel? You all right, Mackenzie? Sure hope it didn't hurt you. Kind of lost my head for a minute. But I sure didn't mean to hurt you none. You hear that, Mackenzie? I done throwed my gun away. Me, I know when I'm licked. I haven't got a speck of fight left in me. I'm going to give myself up. I'm going to take my punishment. Say something, Mackenzie. Make a noise of some kind, so I know you're all right.
Drop that gun, Mr. Beecher. All right. Let's go. You've got a date with a hangman.
Let's talk this over. I got lots of money. I can stack enough money up, but you can't even see over it.
Mr. Beecher.
Yeah, well?
You've never lived like a man. It's too late to do anything about that. Let's see if you can die like one.
With the passing of Adam Beecher, the Indians of Los Rios Reservation lived in peace with the white man. But the wild, lawless area continued to exist. Against it, one dedicated man, Colonel Ranald Mackenzie.
Oh, Sergeant. You know, when that detail rode in from Dancing Rock last night, they were a pretty slack-looking outfit. Dusty gear, sloppy uniforms, unsoldierly bearings. Some of them were even smiling. I want them sharpened up, you understand?
Yes, sir. I'll see they smarten up.
You do that. And just to make sure they remember, give them 2 hours of close order drill.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
When they finish that drill...
Yes, sir.
Give them the rest of the week off.
Mackenzie's raiders did ride again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest, make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making.